Hello there, and welcome to Star Wars Tales of the Jedi, Episode 1 review, Life and Death. Baby Ahsoka.
Baby Soka.
Baby Soka. Soka! Joining me as always, the Sith Holocron Naomi. How you doing today?
Yee.
It is I, the Jedi Holocron Tyler, and this is our second time watching this episode.
It is.
Because we are fortunate enough to be in the auditorium, the theater, at Star Wars Celebration for the Tales of the Jedi panel, where they showed us this episode in its entirety.
That was a really good panel.
It was. We had to sit through a very boring panel before it, but it was worth it.
Did we?
Yeah, you don't remember the panel because
it
was forgettable. I don't remember. It was like ILM or like a bunch of... No, it was about the... Yeah, I think it's about ILM.
I mean, that's cool, just not our thing.
Yeah, it was about something, I don't remember. It was like nothing about like the shows or anything.
Yeah.
It was about like
It was cool for the people who like it.
Yeah.
But we were there for this.
It might have been about like no, that was a different one, but whatever, that's the point. So, what do you think of Life and Death?
I like seeing Little Soka.
Little Soka.
I just always think of how Plo Koon always calls her Little Soka, because he's the one who found her.
Yeah.
So whenever I see little baby Ahsoka, I just can only think of her as Little Soka.
Yeah. She's adorable. Not as adorable as Grogu, but number 2.
Disney really realized the power of babies.
Yeah.
Like that people like babies.
Yeah.
People like babies when they don't have to take care of them. And that is a superpower that Disney has weaponized.
Yeah. Only with Grogu, though, right? Who else? Grogu, Ahsoka.
Well, I just mean in general.
Baby Job with
just the way that they did Grogu when they realized that weaponry. I'm just saying there will be a lot more baby characters going forward because there is a big market.
Maybe, I guess.
I mean, clearly there is a big market.
Yeah, you remember the baby Marshmallow Man from Ghostbusters Afterlife?
I didn't watch that.
Neither did I, but I knew about it. Because they made, the Marshmallow Puff Man? They made a baby one, and it was cute.
Okay. That's good, bud.
That's what it's like doing a podcast with no one who knows anything about anything. The struggle.
Okay, can you blame me for not having seen the most recent Ghostbusters movie?
I haven't seen it, but I exist in society.
Yeah, and that's a problem.
But let's not get derailed.
Let's not get tangential here.
Yeah, I love this episode just because, like, it's very, like, somber and very, like, existential, and you're, like, slowly going through, like, just, like, I guess it's, like, I just like being in the Torgruda.
I don't know how to pronounce it.
Torgruda, like, community, and I like, just, like, seeing what their rituals are and, like, how they grow up in that thing. And as I love the elder one who's just like the design, and she's like a badass and shit, and it's just cool.
You know what my kind of main takeaway from this episode is?
Life and death.
It really hammers home how fucked up the Jedi practices are, that they just go and take kids.
Yeah.
Like they just like kidnap them.
Mm-hmm.
Like
they didn't kidnap Ahsoka though, right? They just found her.
But I mean, like, if they're like, oh, we gotta take this kid, like, I mean, I guess it is probably technically a choice, but, like...
Yeah.
That's what I think. Even in canon, Luke's version was very different in the way where it was like, no, they have to volunteer for it. We're not just gonna go and pick up babies and just take them.
We're gonna give them a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it is kind of interesting to think, like, how different her life would have been if the Jedi didn't come and get her.
But did they come and get her? Or I always thought the way we talk about Plo Koon found her, it was like she just was found somewhere.
Well, no, the Jedi have, like, seekers who, like...
Was Plo Koon a seeker?
I mean, he was when he found her. I'm pretty sure.
But I feel like he's too attached to her for it to be someone he was sent to be seeked out.
Well, regardless, they do normally use seekers. Even if Ahsoka wasn't found through a seeker, at the very least, they normally use, like, people who are just, like, using the Force like a radar.
Yeah.
And, like, just showing up.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting just to think, like, how things could have gone if, like, they didn't come and get her. you know?
I don't believe they came and got her,
though. How is she...
They've never... The way they describe a Plo Koon finding her, there's a difference between finding someone and going to get them.
I mean, regardless, okay, then this is just semantics.
No, it's not, because Plo Koon would not be so attached to her if he just, like, was assigned and just finding Jedi and he just brought all the ones he found back. Why would he be so attached to her?
I'm gonna Google whether or not he was a Seeker when he found her.
That is beside the point. Besides the point was his mission to... Was he someone she just came... From what I understand, it was someone who just came along. But that's a side tangent for this episode. We don't need to go down that road.
Well, I know, but
you can't handle that you're wrong. I get it.
No, I just don't... I don't even understand, like, what this discussion is.
What do you mean?
I don't understand your point.
Is that Ahsoka wasn't, like... They found her. They weren't trying to find her. It just happened.
And I'm just saying that, it's interesting to think what would have happened if they didn't... Okay, so if they didn't...
Maybe she'd be dead.
I mean, yeah, I'm just saying it's interesting to think about Christ.
I mean, you could think about that with everyone.
I don't know why you're so adamant about it.
No, it just...
You're just like, no, you're wrong, it doesn't matter, fuck off.
It doesn't.
I was just positing a thought, Christ!
Yeah, it's a tangent.
I guess we're not allowed to discuss anything here.
Well, this doesn't have anything to do with Ahsoka's first Jedi power use of the episode, really.
Since when do we normally stay on track regardless, first of all? And second of all...
When we're reviewing shorts.
Just part of the discussion.
Yeah, I just feel like none of that happened.
Yeah, no. You're infuriating.
So, is Ahsoka, like Ezra, she's a connection with animals, or was it just the Force?
I think all Force users do to an extent, but, some kind of specialize in it.
Yeah. What is it called?
I don't know.
I always thought it had a name, but I don't know the name.
I know Ezra has, a that's, his specialty.
Yeah,
sometimes they have,
It's his quirk.
Sometimes they have, one thing that they're, really good at.
Like how Cal has the whatever he does with the ground.
Yeah, but that's a little different, because, not all Jedi possess that.
Yeah.
Whereas, sometimes it's just oh, this person's, really good at mind tricks or whatever. They can just sometimes be really good at one thing, and Ezra was really good at talking with animals. Mm-hmm. But any Jedi can. We know, when Obi-Wan rides the lizard thing in Revenge of the Sith.
And when, Rey heals the weird thing in... Episode 9.
It's very much an innate power. I don't know what it's called. It's just, Force communication.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a name for it, I just don't know it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm gonna call it warging.
Okay.
But yeah, this is a good episode.
Yeah.
It's not the way I expected to be. It's cool to meet Ahsoka's mom.
Yeah.
Played by Iden Versio. There's two things today where we have Star Wars characters reappearing as another character.
Yeah.
Fucking wild.
Wild.
Truly wild.
Yeah.
Truly.
I like the... Yeah, I do agree with you. I like the Togruta, society.
Yeah. It's more... It's more like... What I really want to see now is, how, at the end, them realize that she's a Jedi, how it changes what they do with her, in the Tortuga culture.
True.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, what do they do with her in the tortilla culture?
Do they just, be But I don't assume they just... we were having that thing. I don't assume they just send her off.
No, they don't send her.
They probably just make her do manual labor.
At some point,
build a house, put the wood on top with your Force powers.
Well, she's not trained.
Yeah.
You can't do that by will.
Yeah.
I always like how with people who are untrained in the Force, it is that kind of weird balance of they're way stronger, but they just have no control, so it's just very sporadic and random.
Yeah. Do you think that the Force powers with animals is extra when you're a baby? Because we see a lot of babies. We got Grogu, who's not a baby because he's fucking 90, but you know what I mean?
He's 50.
You know what I mean though?
No, I think it's like I was just saying, it's when you're untrained and unfocused.
And you can connect to animals more easily.
Well, I think it's with everything. Like, your power can be, like, extreme, but you have no control over it. Yeah. And once you start to learn control, the power is limited, because you're, like, muzzling it, essentially, so you can direct it. Mm-hmm. Just so you can use it at will. And then you have to train to get, like, better at using more of it.
Yeah.
So I think it's more just that babies do it a lot because they don't have any control or training.
They're just, like, mind wandering free, like, let's just...
Yeah. So, like, when they do use the Force, it's, like, accidental, but, like, can be really strong.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. Raw power, but with no focus.
Truly scary.
I mean, yeah.
Except they just use it to talk to animals, which is fine.
Except they use it to, like, control animals, or in Grogu's case, like, heal. But he was trained, presumably, so...
Yeah. Grogu was just bench pressing a fucking... dinosaur with his mind, or like
the
Mudhorn.
Yeah, he had training and is also a Yoda. So,
do you know what the best part about this episode was? Hear me out.
Okay.
We met Ahsoka's mom, and Ahsoka's mom was hot.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
And it's not because, like, I've always loved Ahsoka, but I've never been like, Ahsoka's hot because I care about her too much. She's like a child. But then we got Ahsoka's mom, who's like, oh shit.
There is I do like there is a very finite point where it's okay to say Ahsoka's hot, and it's anytime that's not in the Clone Wars.
Anytime Rebels and Beyond.
Anything past,
especially in live action form when it's like an actress.
Well, like, yeah, and also at that point in the timeline, she's like 30, so
she's
older.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's much older.
She's like, I don't even know. She's like 40 or 50.
Okay, so you said something during the episode that was interesting to me, which I didn't... I'm like, what? You said it's funny to think Anakin's at the temple right now.
Yeah.
Is he at the temple right now?
Yeah.
Is that how the timeline syncs out?
Yeah, because she's younger than him. So
this, yeah, I didn't think, but like...
This isn't before episode 1.
Yeah, it is.
I don't think it is.
It takes place in the timeline before... These in our chronological order. Dooku's next.
Is it pre-Phantom Menace? How close are they in age? I thought he was quite a few years older than her.
No, I always thought they were close.
I always get Anakin's age fucked up, to be honest with you.
I think he was only like no more than 5 years older than her.
Because Ahsoka... Oh, wait, well, let's think about... Oh, no, yeah. No, yeah. They're like almost the same age.
He was one of the younger knights to get a Padawan.
Because he was... Fuck, I don't remember how old he is, but at the beginning of the Clone Wars, Ahsoka is 15. Yeah. So yeah, this is pre-Phantom Menace. They're like really close in age. They're like 4 years apart.
Is Anakin like ever above the age of 19 in the prequels?
I think
canonically.
I think he might be like 20 in Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
That is... Hold on. Let me look up how old Anakin was in Revenge of the Sith, and that'll let us know.
My guess...
I just always assume, like, Master and Apprentice have, like, a wider age gap than they do. I get Anakin as special.
He was a special boy.
How old was Anakin in Episode 3? 22. And by the time of that point, Ahsoka would be, like... 17, 18, yeah. Depending. 17 or 18, so he's 4 or 5 years older than her.
Yeah.
That's weird. It's weird to have a master that's, like, barely older than you.
Yeah, I feel like weren't they always more like a brother-sister kind of thing anyway?
I mean,
Kenobi was the fun uncle.
I always viewed it as father-daughter more. I guess maybe it could be... I guess maybe the most accurate would be, like, brother-sister, but without a parent, so the older brother has to, like, take care of the younger sister.
You're not part of the, I don't know what their ship name is, but I'm sure people ship them. No, people do. They absolutely do, and I think it's sinful. Yeah.
It's against God.
I think the only ship in the prequels that's cool is the Obi-Wan Padme one.
I think the only one that's cool in the prequels is Obi-Wan with everyone.
Yeah.
I like
not Ahsoka, though.
Not Ahsoka. Obi-Wan's polycule is my favorite headcanon. He's just in love with everyone. Him and Asajj are flirting all the time.
I like the theory that he's in love with no one, but everyone's in love with him.
No, like, I like the idea that obviously we know he's, like, asexual, but he's, like, romantically interested in a lot of people.
Especially R2.
But, like, mostly Satine. Like, primary partner Satine, and then...
The Asajj.
And then he flirts with everyone else.
Yeah.
Open, romantic, non-sexual relationship. That is how I view Obi-Wan.
Instead of the charismatic asexual that he is.
You can be romantic and asexual.
Wait, what? We're not doing this discussion here. I don't even want to get into that discussion. We've already gone way too long on this.
Yeah.
Okay. Any final thoughts on the episode?
Nope. Okay. Ready to get into the next one.
Like, subscribe, share, comment below, and until next time, Soka.